It is Tristan with Nerdette's Newsstand, and it is that time of the month again that I love. We are going to dive into the numbers over at DC Comics and show you where they are doing really well and show you where they are lagging behind ever so slightly. We got to dive into it. I love doing this. I am going to include the top 50 in this video on Tuesday on the Morning Brew. We will dive into the pro numbers, so we will be going over the top 200 books of last month and comparing them and seeing how things are going. But spoiler, right now, if you're one of the 4 people that come on here to troll or for hate watches, yeah, DC's doing just fine. Sales, capital, it's all up. We're doing good. Now, let's actually talk about these numbers. Of course, don't forget to hit like. That really always helps out also. I believe, at least that's what YouTube told me, so let's go through it. So, we're going to start right off in January. We are going to compare and contrast 2 months like we've done before. But the reason I am doing this is because there is an increase in one and a decrease in the other. So for January, we have 11 in the top 50 for units sold. That is extremely important. We've got Batman, Dark Knights of Steel, 2 Detective Comics, or 3, 4, Joker, Nightwing, Batman the Night, Robin and Batman, and Son of Kal-El. Now, if we go over to February, it's going to look a little bit different. We have Batman 120, Dark Knights of Steel, Batcat, Monkey Prince, and congratulations to Jean-Louis Yang. That book was so weird. I enjoyed it for what it was, but it made it pretty high up for a no-name brand new character. Awesome. Very cool. Detective Comics, Joker, Nightwing, and then, of course, 2 more Detective Comics. So, as you can tell here, when we actually look at these numbers, is we have 9 in February and 11 in January. So, there is a slight drop off in the top 50. There's a lot of reasons for that. There could be a few new number ones, a few new number ones at Marvel or Boom or Image. There's a lot of reasons, right? So, when it comes to the top 25, we had 5 and 4 in February. But if you look at this, you might think, yeah, they dropped off a little bit. Okay, what's her point? How can she spin this to make it good? It's because this isn't the full picture, right? We need to actually look at the full picture in order to encompass everything that's going on. And I would even argue that I'm not showing the full picture on this because we are going to go over the top 200 on stream, but I will end up clipping that eventually. So that probably won't be for a while though. So let's add the full picture in here. Now we're looking at sales we're talking sales, dollar amount, sales. This is where the money comes from, right? So we've got Batman, Batcat, Detective Comics, Joker, Robin and Batman, Dark Knights of Steel, The Night, Detective Comics, Urban Legends, Nightwing, and Son of Kal-El again, right? All of these within, this is January. Now, our new numbers did just come in, and they're a lot better. Not a lot better, but they're good. Joker, Batman, Batcat, Detective Comics. Again, you can see them on screen. I don't have to keep reading them to you because it's basically a repetition of information, but you can see the list is a little bit longer, which means, you would think that it would mean more money in your pocket, right? DC did much better in dollars, not as well as units, right? In February, if you do not count Dark Knights of Steel, which I don't as a Batman book, it's definitely not. I would say it includes Batman, but it's not focused on Batman. We're looking at the different tribes. He is seeming to be a little bit more of a part now that, I don't want to ruin the ending to the last one, but dollars-wise, DC had 4 non-Bat books in the top 50. Now, if you go by units, they only had 2, meaning a lot of this whole, is Batman keeping DC afloat is a little bit true, right? You've got 4 of the top selling books by dollars are Bat books. And if you go by units, they only had 2. Dollar-wise, they had more non-Bat books, though. So there's a lot to take away from this. There's a lot of information here and a lot to digest. But at the end of the day, it was almost tit for tat, right? You had a slight drop in unit sales picked up by monetary sales. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't want comic prices increasing whatsoever. But that looks like they found the balance on how to equal that out. I do think that if they were to drop the price point on stuff like Action Comics by $1, because once Philip Kennedy Johnson jumped on there, they rose it by $1. What's the point? Why do that? He was relatively unknown, and then you're giving him another hurdle to battle. Don't do that. That's rude. I'm just not gonna lie, it's rude. You're already giving him a bad starting point, right? So I do think they would notice an increase with people praising them if they were to drop it. But let's be real. The inflation is unbearable right now. Unbearable. Everybody is feeling it. So I do think that has also a lot to do with what's going on. But at the end of the day, we can take a look at these numbers and realize it's nothing. Like, it's not nothing. That sounds silly, but like, it's pretty much the same as it is every month. What I like doing is really diving into the top 200 because I've already looked at them and they're almost tit for tat the same as they were last month. I'm not kidding you, which means that at some point, DC has to stop being happy with being stagnant, right? Like, stagnant's not a bad thing, but it's not a good thing either. At some point, they have to realize, look, we need to expand upon our base. We have our base. They're clearly staying, or at least the ones that are leaving are getting replaced. We have these people here. They're buying month in and month out. Not a whole lot changes. What can we do to increase revenue? Even more than they did a little bit from in February. But what can we do to increase further upon that? Do we introduce a monkey prince? Do we introduce or bring back something like the JSA? Maybe they're on the journey to do that. Let's hope. I want me some JSA. I say that way too often. But at some point, they have to look at it and go, look, stagnant is not where we want to be. Sure, it's okay for a temporary fix, but it's not where we want to be in the future. We need to get some sort of, we need to think outside the box. We need to bring back old fan favorites like Power Girl or Star Girl. We need to bring these characters back around. And I think that would go a long way with fans that miss those characters. And I think that would go a long way with creatives wanting to write those characters, right? So anyways, let me know, of course, what you guys think. Like I said, we will go over the top 200 on Tuesday. I believe on Tuesday, if not on Thursday, depends upon my schedule. But it should be fun. I love going over those. So I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.